Hello and welcome back to another Mayday Mayhem mystery. I am Mayday Mayhem. I am feeling much better with my migraines on a scale of 0 to 100. I am about 75, 80%. It is Sunday. I will be back on camera in full bloom by tomorrow. I'm at minimal lighting right now, but I am feeling much better. But today, on this mystery, we'll be talking about a case that I'm pretty sure, if you're not from the Chicago area, that you may not know about or you may not have heard about. But this is the Semaj Crosby case. And this case occurred in 2017. Now, this case, this case to this day still has not been solved, and it's so crazy and convoluted, and you don't know who did what. And yet again, DCFS is involved in this case of this beautiful 17-month-old baby. Yes, you heard, 17-month-old. And this is where I have to say viewer discretion is advised. Now, I talk about these cases because, again, I want to bring awareness to a community, parents and community, a community in general, that this shit happens. It has happened before. And, I just talked about a case. What was that, yesterday? Or what was that, day before yesterday? It's been a fog in between these migraines, where the mother lied about the Perry case, the Mari Perry. That just happened January 4th, because the baby's birthday was December 30th, and he died a day before his birthday, and his mother pretty much made a convoluted story about him, and he was pronounced dead a day before his birthday, and was abuse involved in this situation, and how that happened just last week. And now we're talking about a story that has happened. This was 2017, so almost 5 years ago, because we're coming up on the anniversary around April 27th of 2017 is the anniversary of Semaj Crosby's death. So yeah, it's almost been 5 years, and we come along with these stories, heartbreaking stories where they don't have to keep happening. And it seems like it happens over and over again. And some of them are due to the negligence of DCFS, and some of them are not. You cannot blame everything on DCFS. Just like we have the case, of course, of AJ Friend. That was very negligence of DCFS. Like, that was horrendous. And yet still nothing occurred. And they actually have the same FBI workers and everything that worked on AJ Friend's case. They actually have the same FBI workers working on Semaj Crosby's case, allegedly, what I've heard through the grapevine, since looking into the case, which I've been looking into the case for a couple of weeks now. So, and y'all, look, when I'm silent. I'm looking through several cases at one time. Like I'm also looking into another cold case that happened 40 years ago. So I'll be looking into several different cases at one time. So when I'm silent, that's just because I'm listening, my ears to the ground. But let's put our focus on Semaj Crosby right now. So how did the story start with Semaj? And you want to know like what happened? Like what happened to his precious baby? Now, Semaj was 17 months old. Now, I'm going to let y'all know real quick. There are 5 key players to this story, okay? There's grandma, there's mama, there's auntie, there's the friend, and there's a minor, okay? I'm going to refer to this as a minor because we never found out the minor's name. We don't know the minor's name. We don't know the minor's age. We're just going to say a minor, okay? Auntie's name is like Lucretia. That's Auntie's name. Her name is Lucretia. Mama's name is Cherie, but Mama is not grandmama's child. Okay. Lucretia is grandmama's child. Okay. Cherie and grandmama are not related. Okay. Cherie is just the baby mama. All right. Let's make sure we understand who all these players are. Lucretia and grandmama are related. Okay. Let's make sure we understand who's who, because it was confusing to me back then, and it was even confusing now because I'm like, okay, who in the fuck is who? Okay, got it. Had to understand who is who. Okay, now let's not understand. This is Sherry. This is Mama. Now this is Mama. This is Semaj. It's Semaj, and this is Semaj's mom. She is not related to Grandmama Lucretia. Okay. Grandmama and Lucretia is from Dad's side. Okay. Now let's get Dad out the picture. Dad had absolutely nothing to do with this. Zero to do with this. Okay. He had nothing to do with this. Dad was actually locked up, incarcerated during this time. And he had to have the news broken to him behind bars that his child was deceased, and the horrendous way that his child was deceased. So Dad had nothing to do with it. So Grandmama Lucretia is his mama and his sister. Okay? So understand that. Make sure y'all understand that, because the story is going to get wild. Okay? Make sure y'all get that. Lucretia and Grandmama is his mama. Okay, so auntie and grandmama is his mama and sister. And my prayers go to him because he's torn. You know, my heart goes out to him because he is torn. He don't know who or what. He doesn't know who or what the hell to believe because he wasn't there. He doesn't know. Again, that's mama. Heartbroken. Story goes, everybody's outside playing. Story goes, everyone's outside playing. Mama allegedly takes the baby in to change her diaper. Comes back out and says, "Where's my baby?" The baby's missing, and all hell breaks loose. Later on, they find the baby. Where did they find the baby? Underneath the couch. Inside the house. Look at the screen. Underneath the couch, inside the house. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, how the hell did we get from the baby outside, underneath the couch, inside the house? How the hell did DCFS get involved with this? Okay. Allegedly, DCFS was there earlier that day to meet with her, meet with mom, and talk to meet with her and talk to her and everything like that. They allegedly saw the baby and everything and saw that everything was fine. They allegedly went inside the house, and this is why it's a problem that they went inside the house and why DCFS is in trouble. This is why. Now, they allegedly went inside the house. And if they went inside the house, this is what they saw. If they went inside the house and they saw the house like this, well, then why the DCFS said that they came, everything was fine, and they had left. If DCFS was just there before and they had just said everything was fine and they had just left, why wasn't Semaj and any other children that lived in that home immediately placed out of there? That's their concern with DCFS. Because if they said the place was totally uninhabitable, they deemed the place totally condemnable. One part of the roof was caving in. Another part of the ceiling had no parts of it. It was deemed uninhabitable, and no one should be staying there. And at one point in time, there were up to 15 to 18 people in and out of there at one point in time. Now, she did not own this place. Of course, she rented the place. And they told, of course, the landlord that, no one should have been staying there at that time because it was many violations that was against the place. Now, of course, they took Semaj's little body out, and they also took the couch that she was in out of the place. They took it out of the house. They set up a little memorial, but before any other forensics could be done and anything else could be done in the house, it burned to the ground. Everything inside of it burned completely down to the ground the very next day. Literally the next day. Literally the next day. Like everything. So any and all evidence that was inside of that home went up in flames. So forensics never had a chance to go back to take any more pictures. Whatever pictures was on the body cam, whatever pictures they took on the initial crime scene when they first picked up was all that they had. They had nothing else because it went up in flames the very next day, which they did rule an arson. It was ruled arson. So we don't know who set that fire. Of course, we all know fire burns up all evidence. which burned up all the evidence in the house of what happened. Now, that goes back to still what happened to Semaj. Now, this is where the finger pointing starts. Okay. We have the friend who came over with her 5 children, and grandma says that her car wouldn't start and she needed help. And I really, I'm going to link it below. It's very long and you might have trouble hearing it, but you might want to put some earphones on, or and it's going to be a few times when you're going to hear some phones going off for notifications, but it's out of their control because they're recording or whatever. But I strongly suggest y'all listen to it, because especially towards the end of the video, you're going to hear a lot of kind of bickering almost towards the end. And if you look at the mannerisms, because it's only 2 people at this quote unquote press conference, so to speak. And it's the grandma and the friend. Okay. Grandma is kind of pointing fingers because the aunt didn't show up. Lucretia didn't show up. Okay. Lucretia did not show up. So grandma is there and the friend is there. Lucretia, remember, Lucretia is the auntie. She didn't show up because she allegedly, quote unquote, I put my fingers up, allegedly had to work. Grandmother is there at this press conference. And it seems to me that every time the friend had something to say, grandma jumped up into the defense like, oh, well, no, well, this, that, and the third. And the friend would be like, no, the mom never walked up to my car. No, the mom wasn't standing there dancing. The grandmother would jump up and say, oh, yes, she was. We all were dancing and having a good time. And the friend adamantly says, I never saw the baby when I came up. I never saw mom dancing when I came up. I saw Lucretia in the house peek around the corner. I saw, and you hear grandmother jumps up and stops her from talking. Like, no, you didn't see that. No, Lucretia never went in the house. No, yes, she was. And the friend is adamant. And the friend even throws up, I don't have an attorney. You have an attorney. Everyone else has an attorney. I don't have an attorney. And I'm even going to link down below where how they have the news team that comes and goes and try to interview people and see what's going on times after and all this, that, and the third, where grandma was downright nasty as hell. She gonna tell them to get the fuck out of her face. Like my words, her words. That's what she said to like the little ad team investigation team. That's what she said to them. And I'm like, she said, well, if you have any questions, you need to contact my lawyer. And they was like, well, we did contact them and they didn't get back to us. And she was like, well, get the fuck on, and slam the door in their face. If someone was trying to find out what happened to my grandbaby, I don't think I would be doing that. And then she tries to literally put the blame on the mom. She literally said, well, I think she did it. I think she did it because she was jealous that my son has another girlfriend and that they have other children to get. How heartless can you be? Stomach started growling, y'all. Think it's time for me to get something to eat. But how heartless can you be? This baby has lost her life. And you blaming the mother and you putting it off because, oh, well, because he got another girlfriend. And she I believe she killed the baby because he got another girlfriend. Like, what? How heartless can you be? Like, are you serious? And it seems so. I strongly advise y'all, you ain't got nothing to do, click those links down below. You know what I'm saying? And sit back and just listen. Grandma know what happened. If not, grandma did it because I believe grandma knows something. That's just my gut. Not only because it's hungry, but because it's telling me Lucretia and grandma got something to do with it. Because I don't understand, if my niece went missing and I was actually there, I would have also been at that little press conference too. I would have been there. I'm sorry. I would have been there. I'm sorry. I would have been there. But that's just me. So y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments below. Please like, subscribe for more content. We're gonna talk about more cases like this. We're gonna have more content like this. Like I said, please like, subscribe. Please don't forget to check out my podcast on all streaming platforms, from Google Podcasts to Apple Podcasts, where I get more candid about other cases and more broadcasts that's across all platforms and all other news broadcasts. I'm going to end this streaming the way I end all my other streamings. If no one told you they love you, I do. I truly, truly do. And do better today than you did yesterday, and strive for a better tomorrow today. And I'll see y'all next time for a Mayday Mayhem mystery.